prisons.
Literally the same people?
Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Some records are made by committee, meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. You have, the record company pushing the narrative. Some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
John Holmston, a retired CIA agent, has admitted on national Russian television that the CIA was behind the creation of the 1980s hip-hop scene and financed major hip-hop acts including NWA, Africa Boombata, and Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The government at the time spent, quote, big money, serious money, on this covert operation destined to further division and corrupt the American youth to nihilist, anti-establishment, and anti-American ideologies, he explained in a half-hour interview broadcast on national television. Famous hip-hop songs of the legendary hip-hop outfit NWA were even scripted by a team of psychologists and war propagandists of the CIA. F the police, and when I'm called off, I got a sawed off, squeeze the trigger, and bodies are hauled off, and other nihilist and anti-establishment lyrics were intended to unleash a wave of cynicism towards authorities, promote the use of heavy drugs, and entice the youth with revolutionary counter-establishment ideas. The retired CIA agent claims the social engineering maneuver was extremely successful. Quote, we understood at the time that music was a powerful means of propaganda to reach the youth, explained the 77-year-old man. Our mission was to use teenage angst to our advantage and turn Generation X into a decadent, pro-drug, and anti-establishment culture that would create uprisings and further division within society. We even infiltrated mainstream radio to promote their music and reach millions of people every day, he admitted, visibly proud of the accomplishment. For many of us in the CIA, infiltrating the 1980s hip-hop scene was one of the CIA's most successful experiments of propaganda to date, he acknowledged during the interview. The retired CIA agent, who was granted a Russian residence permit in 2011, also claimed Lyre Cohen, commonly known as the tall Israeli who runs hip-hop, is a CIA asset. When it comes to engineering culture, no one touches Lyre Cohen, Homestead admitted. He ended up promoting rappers such as Jay-Z and Kanye West, and more recently brought Migos and Young Thug to prominence. Some experts openly admit hip-hop nihilism, which was expressed in the use of harder, more self-destructive drugs like heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine, pushed United States President Richard Nixon into the war on drugs, a campaign of prohibition of drugs and foreign military intervention, with the stated aim being to define and reduce the illegal drug trade within America and around the world. Quote, the chaos we caused in America helped the government justify overseas wars of plunder to middle America. The country wouldn't be where it is today without hip-hop.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Here with another video. As of late, it's been some virality with Jay-Z doing an interview. However, I didn't understand the full context of why it was viral or why people paid attention. So I did a little research and came up with my own little timeline of events. Now, I'm not going to get super deep into it. I'm going to pretty much start at the beginning of 2025 when the Super Bowl was hosted in New Orleans. and Lil Wayne should have been thought he was going to be performing, but at the very last minute, it was a big whoop-de-dee-doo once they let it be known that Kendrick Lamar was going to be on the Super Bowl, performing on the Super Bowl, and everybody wanted to see him perform Not Like Us. And the song Not Like Us was a diss to Drake. Now, Lil Wayne and Drake are very much contemporaries when it comes to rap music. Drake was actually signed under Lil Wayne and Baby, a part of the Young Money, Cash Money imprint. Later in the year, I say around fall, Nicki Minaj went entirely scorched earth on Jay-Z. And we come to find out, well, should have already known, Nicki Minaj was also signed to Lil Wayne, a part of the Young Money, Cash Money imprint. So we have two sides. We have Lil Wayne, his crew, and we have Jay-Z and his crew, which is LaRussel and Kendrick Lamar. But was not being said is that, you know, we basically hate each other. And there's also a deeper level with this guy Jay-Z. We might not understand and understand how evil a person could be. But in this video, I'm going to show you that Jay-Z signed LaRussel to Roc Nation only to completely sabotage his career. And the reason is that LaRussel defamed Jay-Z before he even signed to Roc Nation. But I'm going to show y'all all of this. If you don't know, if you like videos like this, let me know in the comments. I'll do more videos like this if y'all like them. But I was just kind of this video been in my brain. So I just, pulled out that pen and paper and retrieved the information how I see it in my mind and put it on a little visual essay for the family. So once again, like the video if you like it, share the video if you would like to, and also subscribe to the channel. The first video that I'm going to show,
Same people who own the labels own the prisons.
the first video that I'm going to show is going to be Jay-Z talking about the Super Bowl, talking about Drake. And this video is just going to set up, Mans is not a good person. And then we're going to build into, because in my opening video, we talked about Lear Cohen. And we got to remember that Lear Cohen is instrumental in breaking up Rockefeller, which is like one of the most craziest things that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I've never seen such a prominent coalition, a strong unit of talented Black artistic expression be imploded from the inside out. If you wasn't around during this time, man, it was Rockaware, it was state property, it was, like the music was a basic soundtrack. Not even if you lived in New York. I grew up in Ohio, right? And we love Jay-Z, right? But it's a deeper mystery to that as well. So first video is Jay-Z talking about the Super Bowl, and then we're going to, connect all of these dots in a way that we can begin to understand the magic, understand the industry, understand the hypnotism, but also and understand the shadow work, because it's like, it's not a coincidence that all of these things is connected. And if you understand why these things is connected, Jay-Z, I don't know, man, just gotta, people, got $1 billion, you know what I'm saying, shoot me $1 million wire transfer, man. We could do this astrology chart for you, brother. Get you on the right track.
People made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having.
People made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it was.
Like when people do the Super Bowl, you do generally legacy acts like Bon Jovi, Prince, Jennifer Lopez. When Snoop Dogg and Dre did it that year, they wasn't the hottest things on the streets. So by him utilizing this particular logic, he just coming out the gate flawed. Anybody who was caring about Kendrick Lamar generally did so in that particular time because of the hatred for Drake. Now, if you're a real fan, you know about that overly dedicated, you know about that Section 80, right? Before Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar was one of the best lyricists, rappers in the game. So I'm not discrediting that man's talent. But when you go into this diss era of dissing Drake, which is kind of like, marketing, payola, paying a bunch of people to act like, and they willing to do it, A, because they want to get money, and B, they probably got a personal vendetta against Drake as well. And let's not act like Lil Wayne was from Louisiana, should have been the performer of the Super Bowl for nostalgic purposes. And for two, let's not act like Drake is not a contemporary or a collaborator with Lil Wayne. So when you killing basically two birds with one stone, you shading Lil Wayne by putting Kendrick on that stage, and you also shading his little partner, his little homie Drake, because you know that he's going to perform not like us on the world's largest stage.
Right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like, what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it. Have fun. It's almost like not just me. By the way, they drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake.
And it's not everybody. It's mainly you being the orchestrator, right? When we get into the nitty gritty of the Super Bowl, Jay-Z, through his entertainment corporation, Roc Nation, acts as the NFL's official live music, entertainment, strategist, and social justice advisor. So he is the one who's basically, him and his team is the ones basically choosing the talent. So what does it have to do with you is a pretty outrageous claim. If you chose Rihanna hadn't put out songs in the past 7 years or more when she did the Super Bowl. Usher, he was the hottest in 2003. It's 2025, 2024. These are legacy acts. Now, Kendrick Lamar, although a very talented artist, you could compare him to Usher and Rihanna, but the Super Bowl isn't related to the hottest person. This created the most controversy in the culture because when you hear this guy talking, he's acting like he wasn't a battle rapper that said, I left condoms in your baby mom's baby seat. Jay-Z said this. That's the most egregious bar I've ever heard in my life. that thing that makes it super egregious to me is that I really think that this dude did it and rapped about it. Cause it's facts that he actually like predatorized Carmen, Nas's baby mom. Like, not I want to be in a relationship because I think you pretty, I like your vibe. Nah, I want to be in a relationship because you Nas's baby mom. That's the type of nigga that we dealing with here.
Break, I guess, but
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or due respect to him, I'm fucking Hov. Do respectfully.
Or
Like, for what?
people.
And that to me is a very disingenuous position to say, why would I have anything against Drake? Why would I have anything against Lil Wayne? When basically the whole world know you do. That to me, top tier evil villain characteristics. Like, if you know I got beef with somebody and I'm walking into the arena, like, oh no, like, why would I even have beef with dude? Like, that's just crazy. That's just crazy talk. That don't even make sense. I'm looking for a video.
Honestly, I just wish I could get a fair one. But anybody that got some kind of problem with me, just stop cheating. But sometimes you find that the problems people have, you can't even articulate the problem because you still feel so bad about the fact you hate a person because you insecure about maybe you want to beat them, or because you want what they got, or because they may be good at something that you want to be good at, or you want to take the credit.
Well, I was gonna ask you, because you had started saying, you looked at yourself and said, yo, am I the problem, right? But as you looked at the situation, what were some of the commonalities that you noticed in those situations? Like,
as it relates to Jay, it just seemed like he just wanted to be. He said it.
Is that train? We should wait for that train to pass by.
Well,
are we good?
Yeah, he said it. He couldn't be. His narrative is that he wants to be a businessman, and I'm a businessman, and he couldn't be looked at. So, guys around him do business, like a Jay Brown, who I was at his wedding. Jay Brown, best man, but he ain't gonna try to get no credit for doing the business. So I understood that. I just was like, but why you gotta make it like it gotta be a war between us? Like, it seemed like the people around him that were taking my place, they the ones that needed to continue to prove to him that they could do a better job than I would do. But I didn't want that slot. You can have it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I did not want to run behind Jay for years. As you see, I'm an individual that found that I'm really creative. So it's like, yo, leave me the fuck alone. Just let me live, bro. Like, just leave me alone. And it'd be like, y'all ain't doing nothing in front of cameras. Behind the scene, people conspire and they do shit. And, like a Steve Stout, a Leo Cohen, a Jay-Z, all of that shit. They all seem like they be working together to fuck me over. Pause. It's like, it's been 20 fucking years. I'm calling out names, and whoever be like, yo, why you saying that?
I mean,
and they'll tell you. Like, I'm looking at interviews and everyone's throwing each other under the bus.
And you've had individual relationships with all those people.
Like, you gotta saying that Steve Stout said, yo, Operation Get Dame out of here. It's said. Like what I'm really supposed to do? How am I gonna ignore that? So it keeps triggering me. Like, y'all really think y'all got me out of there because I don't want to hustle on that block no more, and I want to go have a family, and I want to go be creative. So why you gotta try to make me bad so y'all can look good? Just leave me the fuck alone.
Well,
that's how I feel about it.
Were any of those situations, were they all surprises?
None of them was everything. Nothing was a surprise, but Jay.
That was the one you didn't expect.
That was a shocker. I wasn't expecting that.
And I got a follow-up video to this one. That's Dame Dash. That's Jay-Z's former business partner, the one that, well, one out of two other partners of Rockefeller Records, where, you know, the dynasty, you know, it was very family orientated type of thing that when you was a young man following their careers, you figured, man, like a dynasty, they could just take over like everything they did. It just turned into gold. And the Jay-Z that we see now is not, I'm not even saying that he's not the same Jay-Z because I don't know him personally, but when we talk about Roc Nation, that's a different brand than Rockefeller. And the split really happened at this particular time where Jay-Z put together this marketing plan with the executive of Def Jam, but they didn't include Dame Dash, which he felt like he should have been included in it. But at the same time, Jay-Z said, you know what? I'm not even going to move forward with you as a business partner. And so basically everything that the Rock was, Rockaware, state property, things of that nature, they sold it, you know, for millions of dollars. And who's to say who got what? But instead of like expanding on that brand and like creating something for the culture, it was basically a scam. You know, all of the dudes from state property, Rockefeller, none of them dudes is relevant today. But if you think about a dynasty, there should be some real legitimate characters associated with the Rockefeller brand outside of, you know, doing mixtapes and putting out independent albums and things of that nature. But this video that I'm about to show, just to kind of just elucidate on Jay-Z's character in reference to people that he came up with. This is the narrative from Choke No Joke, which is a photographer who basically recorded the interaction between Dame Dash and the marketing executives of Def Jam. And at the time, people was making it seem like, you know, Dame Dash is bugging, he wilding out on all of these people, and they look, the marketing executives looking at Dame Dash like, nigga, you know what you doing here? Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a peasant to us. And, you know, I know that have to attack your ego. You know, you basically being bought out with no money.
Jay-Z being sneaky, keeping it 100, right? You know, everybody loves Jay, so Jay can't do no wrong, right? This is a perfect example of Jay-Z doing wrong. And all these people, Dame looks wrong for his tone, right?
Right.
But Jay-Z's 10 times, 100 times wrong than Dame, because you called this man and you let him black out on all these people instead of saying, yo, Dame. Like he said on What More Can I Say? He said in a song, I'm the CEO of mine. That marketing plan was me. This is the goddamn marketing plan he was talking about.
Oh, so he just let him know that was me.
Yeah. I'm the CEO of mine. That marketing plan was me. So he knew he called this me in. We seen Jay-Z the night before.
Right.
At Barbara Law's funeral, Big's brother had passed away, right?
Okay.
We seen 50% of these people in the room, they was at the funeral. Nobody said nothing about this man. We find out from a dude named Gerard, because he overheard it about the man, So he come and tell Dame. So Dame come to me. Yo, Cho, these niggas having a meeting tomorrow. And they ain't tell nobody at Rockefeller staff that they are having this meeting at 10 o'clock. Right? I need you to meet me up there. I want you to bust in there with me and we gonna film it. Now, Dame ain't nobody else got the balls to do that.
So basically, setting the table. We're gonna come back to Jay-Z, but we're gonna let Jay-Z breathe for a little bit. And we're gonna talk about Mr. LaRussell. So I'm gonna first give you my first time that I ever seen LaRussell on social media, which was a particular song.
Jay-Z being sneaky.
A particular song called "Go Get That Bag," and that song made me go to Apple Music and tap into what LaRussell had going on. That song right there. However, wasn't nothing else jamming like that song. But you know, if you ain't heard LaRussell "Go Get That Bag," I'm about to play it for you, right? And just give us a little 2-minute breather, and we're gonna talk more about LaRussell and Jay-Z and Roc Nation and things of that nature. So what LaRussell did, man, he started to be very conscious and active on social media, like ads and podcast interviews, long form clips, performances, dances, you know, working with other artists, putting other artists on. You know, LaRussell is needed in the space. But when you're not in a space where you're grateful for your particular role, right? In life, we all have roles, we all have paths. Sometimes our path, we might look at another person's path like, damn, I want his path. And in that particular instance, you put yourself at a disadvantage. Because now, instead of staying in your lane, kids bop music, hip hop Larry music, we need you, we need that. Right? However, he made one crucial mistake, man, and I'm about to show it to you.
Nation, they did some funny They sent me an offer in the terms, but then it had no money attached to it. It was a $15,000 discretionary fund. That's yours. You're gonna deliver these projects under these terms, 10% 360. And like, what you think? I'm like, where's the money? He's like, what you mean? And I'm like, bro, it's only 15K. He's like, oh no, this ain't it. He makes a call. They send a new offer in 30 seconds. The new offer was much larger, but by that time I was turned off. If I would have signed this 15K, would you have told me you made a $750,000 mistake? If I owned the company, I'd be upset. I don't want to do business with who make mistakes that big. You gonna my business up. I just felt that was slimy, and that's why I was like, I gotta holler at Hov, because do you know you're moving like this? And if you do, it's good. But it felt disrespectful. And then everybody goes with the, oh, it's just business, and you lost generational talent trying to see if it was gonna bite the bait off the name first.
I don't think that you should take it personal, because you don't know how many other artists signed that
See,
same
but
document.
that's why we have to. If that's how you doing business, it's predatory. It's beyond the fact that 10 others took it. That's 10 others into slavery. I hate that after it comes with the, you so innovative, I love what you about. We love your movement. That's one of them contracts you wouldn't tell that deal in words. You only slide it across the table. We gotta stop doing business like that and just writing it off.
At that particular time, it would seem as though he don't like Roc Nation. So when I play this next video, your third eye antenna should perk up at this particular point. Because the first layout of the video is I'm showing you Jay-Z. Jay-Z, one of them dudes that listen to everything, he see everything, and he got the power to inflict pain on you. So this is just the reality. If y'all think that Jay-Z not petty, LaRussel is a masterclass. And I'm gonna assign you to get into this vehicle. And this vehicle is going to do 100 miles an hour down a one-way street, and at the end it's a brick wall. Hopefully you'll come out of it okay. We got seat belts, we got a whole bunch of protective measures, but I need you to sit in the front seat passenger, because I need you to be a crash dummy, LaRussel. So don't talk shit about Roc Nation and then get on a Breakfast Club. This is what I knew. It's over for my nigga.
To sign in with Roc Nation this time around?
You know, I'm officially signed to Roc Nation.
Hey, wow. Now what changes? What does that mean?
It means I now have support beyond just my homies and somebody who truly believe in what I'm doing, who's already done what I've done to show me the path. You know, I've gotten to a point of so much success independently where I'm from that I lost my guides. You know, I surpassed a lot of people who did what I've done. So we've been doing this with no blueprint, no map, no route. Like I'm the first in my family to ever perform.
That's crazy for a dude to say from Vallejo. Like, you got E40. You know what I mean? Like, E40 been independent. E40 is the blueprint for independent music as a whole. And my thing is, why don't you never say nothing about E40 is another point to me. But I'll bring that up when we start talking about him saying shit about Lil Wayne, which was completely out of pocket. Because I like LaRussell's music for what it is. But it'll never execute to the level of a Lil Wayne. Because Lil Wayne is what we would call a generational talent. Lil Wayne is one of the artists that's above reproach, even if you don't get into it. Cause I seen 15 niggas today with long flowy dreads just today. And I was only out for a couple of hours and I seen 15 niggas. It was Jamaicans. And that's it. It was the only people that was rocking dreads coming up or locks coming up when Lil Wayne. I mean, it's whole beauty salons that specialize in locks only. A lot of that is due to Lil Wayne. Like if we talk about a seed being the most important aspect of a particular fruit or a tree, but we'll get to that point. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And I'm not getting into this interview at a deep detail, but what I'm just doing is connecting LaRussel with Jay-Z. And this is Predator Jay-Z. This is, like he said in a GQ interview, he is on the offensive. And at a certain level, Jay-Z is one of the best rappers ever to grace a microphone. I was listening to that, I think it's the New Testimony or that album with Jay Electronica. Fucking masterpiece, dog. Like, that music is so good. Jay-Z don't like LaRussel. I'm just putting it out there. So, the curious case of LaRussel.
I'm at Super Bowl and curate a house band, and you know, all of this is a first. And Hove has been here and done it, so it just gives us a different level of infrastructure. And I'm still indie. I still own all my masters. I still spend my pay. I still do what I want. But now I have a support where, like, I'm from the Bay is going to radio. I've never been able to get to radio. You know, it's just a different system. And as soon as we agree, like, man, let's work, they were instantly like, we believe in this record. We willing to take it to radio. I've had partnerships prior where they try to tell me it ain't worth it. Your song not worth going on radio until you get a TikTok moment or some viral change. It's like, why we count on TikTok to believe in something that we all believe in personally, you know? God didn't make Epstein the Epstein that you know. He made that nigga a baby.
You cannot be driving, ma'am. What are you doing? Come on.
I'm not driving. I'm a passenger in a car.
Do you think you've said anything wrong?
No.
Okay, I will pull over. I'm sorry, I have an emergency. I'm going out of town for a family member, but I will have my driver pull over. Hang on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Is there somebody in your life that will hit you and call and like be like, hey, you tripping?
The engineer.
Well, no, I'm talking about
if I'm really tripping,
yeah. What did that person have to say about this?
Am I crazy, or does it not look like you're driving that car?
I'm not driving the car. I'm a passenger in the car, sir.
What side of the car are you on?
I'm on the left-hand side.
How would you be on the left-hand side if you're a passenger in the front seat? Am I missing something?
Right-hand side. I'm sorry.
These niggas stupid.
Yeah, the seatbelt's coming off of the driver's side, right?
These niggas stupid.
Yep.
You got another person?
Nope, that's all it is.
That's it.
Let me see the driver.
These niggas stupid.
Let me see the driver.
Hang on 1 second.
God didn't make Epstein the Epstein that you know. He made that nigga a baby and put him in somebody's mama and was delivered to the world. Heaven sent a gift from God.
You have to ask their permission.
Now.
We all internet niggas.
Do you think I'm that stupid?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I took a breath in and started choking.
He made that nigga a baby.
You lied to me.
And put him in somebody's mama. He made that nigga a baby.
He made that nigga a baby. He made that nigga a baby.
Heaven sent a gift from God.
Have a great day. Thank you.
And the world gets you.
So this is a point in time where my man got on stage and basically just made a fool of himself. You feel me? Like, I've never seen a crash out this horrible, man. If you haven't seen this video of LaRussel giving a shout out to Epstein and comparing me and you to Epstein and Hitler, man, here it go.
This record and I sent it off to my engineer, and he calls me. He said, "Man, you probably shouldn't put this out." I said, "Why? What the hell happened?" He said, "You know, you talking about Epstein, it's a lot of shit going on." And I said, "Thank you for calling me. I'm finna drop this." That's exactly why we need it. Because everybody sit and be silent. And the goal of an artist is to express the times and say all the things that nobody else want to say or know how to say.
The goal of an artist is to be dope as fuck. Fuck everything else. You don't gotta be a social activist. You could be just the illest nigga with just the illest bravado, the illest swag, the illest voice. Shout out to DMX. DMX, one of the illest niggas to ever walk on earth. And that nigga just said what he felt like saying. DMX was not a social activist, but DMX is a million times better than LaRussel. And I do not mean it. I mean it respectively, because the energy and effort that these new niggas take in being smart, only to reveal that they aren't as smart as they think they are, is equated to arrogance. And when you are arrogant in this world, on social media, you just a balloon that's waiting to get burst. It's just a matter of time.
I'm not perfect, and neither is the president. Was guiltier than a nigga hiding evidence. You can't be mad that they heated if you don't let them vent. Even the devil was heaven sent. Even Malcolm was heaven sent. Even Martin was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. We all heaven sent. Donald too. We all heaven sent.
Donald Trump is one of the worst motherfuckers in the history of the world. We are in a fucking war that 320 million of us Americans do not want to be in, and he is one nigga. Do you understand how despicable that is to say that Donald Trump is heaven sent, dog? Democrats and Republicans agree. Fuck this nigga, dog. God didn't make Trump. I'm just putting it out there. God didn't make Epstein. God did not make niggas like Hitler. Because when Hitler, quote unquote, died, this nigga was in Argentina having kids and living life. And we in school thinking, man, what I'm saying is education is only smart. Like my son think he's smart. He's smart for a fifth grader, for a fourth grader. But if he was going to an academically challenging nigga that was in fucking graduate school, he would get mollywopped. Another thing that I'm trying to say is levels to this shit. So when artists try to make political statements in reference to education, they may be on the kindergarten level with their disposition. So therefore, hop in that bag. Go get that bag. Make some shit and make nigga want to shake his ass, dance, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Get into their two-step. I'm going to play this bop one more time. Let me know what dance move you can conjure up while listening to this bullshit.
Silent. And the goal of an artist is to express the times and say all the things that nobody else want to say or know how to say. I'm not perfect, And neither is the president. Was guiltier than a nigga hiding evidence. You can't be mad that they heated if you don't let them vent. Even the devil was heaven sent. Even Malcolm was heaven sent. Even Martin was heaven sent. Even Kanye was heaven sent. We all heaven sent. Donald too. We all heaven sent. Epstein too. We all heaven sent. Adolf too.
Do y'all know about Frazzle Drip and Pizzagate and Epstein? What the real shit is about? The real shit is about adrenochrome. And adrenochrome is a specific hormone that you can only get from children when they are afraid for their lives. And you transition them at just the right amount of time so you can harness this hormone. And these people, these monsters, so they'll talk about demons and all this esoteric abstract shit, but really is murder, and really is murder of children and ritual sacrifice of children so they can experience a psychedelic high. And if you don't do your research, you can, because I know it, I'm not the only person that know this shit. I'm sure that it's niggas in the highest of people that's trying to do some shit about some other shit know that these niggas is the whole embodiment of evil on the planet. And so therefore, you just making a cool song because niggas is talking about it's 6 million. It's shit that's redacted in 6 million pages of Epstein files in reference to all types of shit that this nigga is into. I mean, this nigga is the last villain in the worst video game you ever played. This nigga got all the money. He got all the... They say Epstein, Bitcoin, Epstein, COVID, everything in the shit with the Bitcoin is niggas extracted 6 million real dollars from some fake tokens, said we gonna buy property. It's 750 apartment complexes, houses owned by crypto bros in Detroit that haven't comparing this a metaphysical space from a religious space, from a definitive space. Niggas hate Epstein because we intuitively know that he is responsible for a lot of bullshit that's going on in this actual world. The ways for which the president moved in the Middle East is directly influencing us in this country. And they have set the plan so fucking good that Trump is in a war in Iran, causing disruption in the planet. You know that everything have increased in the past 2 weeks. You paying more for everything. Okay? And then the plan's so cold that we can't even do shit. So let's get back to your boy Jay-Z. Now, this is the allegation against Jay-Z and Sean Puff Daddy Combs. What I'm going to read to you is the story of the sabbatic goat ritual. I'm sorry. I meant to say scapegoat. The scapegoat ritual. The sabbatic goat is Baphomet, which that's probably some shit that we going through right now. And I'm reading this. The scapegoat ritual performed on the biblical Day of Atonement involved symbolically transferring all the iniquities, transgressions, and sins of the Israelites onto a goat. The high priest confessed these sins while laying both hands on the goat's head, after which it was sent into the wilderness to Azazel, the angel of death, signifying the complete removal of sin from the community. Now, I want you, with your hardest imagination, to know that that is what happened with Sean Diddy Combs. All of the evil shit that was going on, the sex trafficking, the sex rituals that was laid out in the trial. This nigga is eating semen and having his girl having massive orgies. I'm sorry, brothers. I'm sorry, sisters. There's no nigga that horny in the world. Niggas is not that horny. What we must understand and understand is that there is a such thing as sex rituals, that you can harness the power of. If I was a motherfucker, I'm not a motherfucker though. Let's be clear. See, Cassie would get prostitutes, male prostitutes. This is all documented shit now. But I'm just giving you the spiritual reason as to why it happened. You reading the trial, you like, none of this shit makes sense. This nigga just, he's so horny. The baby oil, remember the baby oil? Right? All of that shit is just trying to just make a joke out of it. This guy Diddy with this damn baby oil. The kids, everything is a Diddy joke. Everything is a baby oil joke. Every evil nigga in the world placed their sins upon Diddy and put this nigga in the flame of the fire. His family had to sit in trial and hear about this nigga being so horny that he wanted to, eat semen, other male semen. He would lick it off Cassie's chest. This nigga was on some freaked out shit, and his family just sitting there like, free him, free my dad. And I want you to really imagine that Diddy was the only nigga getting down all freaky deaky like. And this shit really happened because we gonna watch the interview with Jay-Z and we gonna see his reaction to the shit that made him angry. Now I understand and understand it. Like, I get accused of shit. In this lifetime, I've been accused of shit that I did not do. And I promise you, it's a level of calm and determination that comes over me to clear my name. Because you must understand and understand that if somebody is accusing you of something, anger is not a solution. Anger is more of an indication to me that my man's is a freaky deaky type of nigga. And he gets it on with the sexual rituals, just like Sean Diddy Combs. But Sean Diddy Combs had to be the scapegoat of 2024 going into 2025. That nigga had to go to federal prison. He had to take one for the team. So on a Sunday night this month, an anonymous woman represented by Busby updated a lawsuit she had filed against Combs in October. The new complaint replaced a reference to Celebrity A with Jay-Z's birth name, Sean Carter. According to the suit in 2000, when the woman was 13 years old and Combs and Carter were each at the peak of their powers, they took turns graping her at an after award show after party. She claimed that she had been drugged and that an unnamed female celebrity looked on during the assault. Afterward, the complaint said she ran from the home where the party was held and found a gas station where her father picked her up. Now, you think that Jay-Z and them is just so horny? Or do you think that they taking part in an industry ritual in regards to sex and energy? Do y'all not understand and understand when a man gets a lot of money, a man gets a lot of clout? He doing all of that to have woman in his life? Every man is trying to figure that part, that Rubik's cube out. A lot of men don't know how to secure a woman. So when you become rich and famous, whether it's degrees it's different levels to the shit, right? But when a rich man sees a girl and he wants to have sex with her, it ain't just so he can have sex. When a man that have magnetic power, he understands energy to a level that you may not. You might have sex with him if he give you $5,000 or something like that. But you don't know how he's taking $7 million worth of energy from you. If you ever heard like a theory of some shit where, occultists was doing energy transfers, if you ever wanted to see what it looked like, look at Jay-Z's career. You talking about the ability to market an artistic piece. It's alchemy. Words and music. I can make a beat right now, put some music to it. You'll be like, Hood, turn that bullshit off. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. But if Jay-Z say some shit over a beat, he has studied frequencies and patterns to get you hypnotized. Right? But Jay-Z don't rap about universal law and expanding the collective. Jay-Z rap about selling drugs. Not only selling drugs, I mean, he do have a couple songs where it's like the dark side of selling drugs, but for the most part is money, cash, hoes. And to young, impressionable teenage boys, it motivates them to get into that particular dope game. That is the purpose of it. The point was to put niggas in prison, which he succeeded at, to where he constantly got rewarded throughout his, throughout his particular career. It's like sacrificing souls. Nobody is going to tell you, hey man, I practice some real deep and dark sex ritual magic with these hoes out here, bruh. That's one of the shits that they gonna keep to the chest. However, I would imagine this the thing about lawyers. They can do some foo flam, wham bam, thank you, ma'am type of shit. But at a certain level, they can't. Cause imagine a nigga don't like me and they nigga just come out the woodwork blue with some shit. It has to have some type of relative truth to it, to where it's like an ethical law of being a lawyer, right? They can't just produce. They can, but they not supposed to. So where there's smoke, there's fire. And so if you give me a moment, I'm about to play.
Y'all haven't seen.
Not that. I'm about to play Jay-Z's interview with GQ, which I was trying to find clips of this joint, right? Nobody talking about, no, ain't no clips to this part, right? This was the part that was most intriguing to me, because this is the reason why I did the video, because I didn't know. I heard about it throughout the year, but I didn't pay much attention to it. But then I seen how much it affected him. That's only some shit a guilty man is going through. That's just my humble opinion.
Like that whole Busby,
The civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
that shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person. Especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You know, you hear those sayings, but those are things that I took from the street. You know, morals, integrity, code. Those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard. And I knew that we was gonna walk through that. We was gonna walk through that because, you know, first of all, it's not true. And the truth is, you know, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings,
So, once again, Jay-Z done uttered some real diabolical lyrics in the space of lyricism. So, this whole "we are the world" type shit is really throwing me for real, because it's not true. And I don't want it to, I don't need it to be true. I know that niggas is foul. Niggas have already said that they was foul, and the content, the artistic expression. And the thing about rap is that the goal is to be as realistic as possible. I put that knife in you, take a little bit of life from it. I put the to you, I let it sing to you a song, I let it hum to you. The other one sing along. Now it's a duet, and you wet when you technique from the two texts. I don't need two lips to blow this like a trumpet. You dumb shit. This is a usual musical. Got two guns. Shit actually happening. That's why I stopped watching action movies. The last Bad Boys, not 4, maybe 4. I seen 4, but 3 with action. I was like, I don't like this shit. At a movie theater, no. real life, you fucking scared to death. You gotta really respond. Yeah, nah, I'm about to go through that. I'm not about to program myself to niggas be talking about guns. They don't even be defending themselves. They just be murdering people. Yeah, I put the knife in you, nigga, and he ain't kill him. He just wanted to like hurt him, and then he pulled out two guns. Come on, how is you holier than now? All of a sudden, brother, the rabbit is already out the motherfucking bag, brother, and I'm not mad at it. Evil. You ever had a piece of evil ass?
Like that.
Yeah, I wonder if Puffy has a boyfriend right now in jail. What do you think?
I believe Puffy may have engaged in some activity.
Right. They say the inmates, they fight each other over the right to make his bed in the morning.
Anybody doing that is participating in the activity. If that's true, like, I don't know. I don't think Puffy would have to say that. But what do you think about that phone call?
Which one?
With him and his son.
No, I didn't hear it.
What, you didn't, come on.
Nah, I didn't hear it. But which phone call?
Who does your research for you? Just you?
No, I got an assistant.
Yeah, you need to talk to him.
Okay.
The prison called him and his son when he's talking about, is Jay-Z getting back to you? Not responding. Then he said, okay. Everybody out there quiet all of a sudden, huh? He said, yeah, he said, don't worry about it. He said, yo, such and such want to know what to do about his car note. He told him, yo, man, tell him to go host a show or something. Don't he see what I'm dealing with? He said, but everybody's getting their laughs on, but we'll get the last laugh.
So it is an actual recorded voice call between him and his son. And first thing did he say is, you call Jay-Z? Because I'm pretty sure part of this ritual, they don't be knowing. Like Bill Cosby don't be knowing. Young Thug don't be knowing. You just, listen. The reason why they can be so evil is because they have a system. And we're just not privy to the system. So whatever people is going through, they ain't going through it no more. The heat is off. Like, it's another island somewhere where they doing the same thing, but we ain't really, we ain't really getting into it all because we don't really care about it, right? And so my last video that I want to kind of look into, just to get into like the shadow work of it all, is the boy LaRussel. Now, with all of this shit being done, all of this shit happening, LaRussel have a chance to redeem himself. And what he decides to do is grab a shovel and do what his employer, Jay-Z, did on Blueprint 3, dig a hole and buried himself. And I want y'all to watch this video. If 10,000 people is calling you wrong, accept the L. Because when you don't accept the L, niggas stay on you for longer than they supposed to. If you got some shit on you and you say, you know what, my bad, people can't just sit on top of you. But when you say the niggas that's telling me that I'm wrong is stupid, you committing career suicide, man. Do he not know that rappers fall off every other weekend? Niggas be acting like they not a rapper, and we done seen a million rappers come and go. Sad case, man.
The heaven sent conversation. Do you regret anything that you've done with the song, the performance,
Not
from
at
the
all.
beginning, not listening to your engineer?
Not at all.
The way that you responded.
Not at all.
The way that you've been handling it this whole time.
Not at all.
No regrets at all.
None.
Do you think you've said anything? The heaven sent conversation. Do you regret anything that you've done with the song, the performance,
Not
from the
at all.
beginning?
You supposed to say, yeah. Yeah, I regret it. I wish it didn't happen.
And not listening to your engineer.
Not at all.
The way that you responded.
Not at all.
The way that you've been handling it this whole time.
Not at all.
No regrets at all.
None.
Do you think you've said anything wrong?
No.
Is there somebody in your life that will hit you and call and like be like, "Hey, you tripping"?
The engineer.
Well, no, I'm talking about.
If I'm really tripping,
Yeah. What did that person have to say about this?
These niggas stupid.
These.
That was Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z gaslight this nigga. Hey, man, don't listen to these motherfuckers, man. Don't listen to people that you gonna have to rely on to support you in the long term of things, because if the people don't support you, you gonna fall out the algorithm. And yeah, you might have your hardcore fans tapping into you, but you gonna need people's overall public opinion to be positive about you. That's how the game is played. It's the reason why Rihanna don't do interviews. Jay-Z did one interview. We scrutinizing the fuck out of that motherfucker, because when J. Cole did these interviews, you like, man, these niggas is really not as smart as I really be imagining them to be, because their music is so goddamn incredible. Or this person probably ain't got a strong moral compass. This person might have enough money to get away with some shit. Because it's enough studies that show human nature, when left to his own devices, will kind of tilt to the evil. That's why people kind of lock their doors at night, because of humans, not because of dogs or bears.
These niggas stupid.
Yep.
You got another person?
It's fake outrage. I can make whatever art comes to me. Anybody who makes music, you know, at a level where you really rapping about something, not just bullshit, but rapping about life. And as an artist, it's our job to put art out into the world, however that may come. I don't have to change my art because it makes you uncomfortable.
The critique is still valid. The critique is not going, nothing is going to change, nothing. But as an artist, you got to be comfortable with a critique the same way you comfortable with praise. Because the critique is where the sauce is at. The critique is how, like, I've been listening to my videos because I realized that when I listen to my videos, I'm able to critique myself. But I remember, like, that's what I used to do all the time. And when you do it, you just naturally improve. Critiquing yourself, critiquing others. This girl was like, I was doing a delivery. She was like, so you still a home-based business? You ain't got a storefront yet? I'm just, man, that shit been fucking with me. I was like, damn, that's the motivation I need, though. I need to feel uncomfortable. I don't need niggas to be just congratulating me every step of the way.
Just bullshit, but rapping about life. And as an artist, it's our job to put art out into the world, however that may come. I don't have to change my art because it makes you uncomfortable.
Was there a time where throughout this process where you were like, maybe if I said it this way, they would understand what I'm saying? And then the second part of that question is, do you understand where other people are coming from?
No.
Okay.
Because
tell everything.
when I
mean, dig a hole and bury yourself, brother.
As an artist, it's our job to put art out into the world, however that may come. I don't have to change my art because it makes you uncomfortable.
Was there a time where throughout this process where you were like, maybe if I said it this way, they would understand what I'm saying? And then the second part to that question is, do you understand where other people are coming from?
No,
Okay.
because
Tell everything.
when I said free Palestine, there was people who was offended. Am I supposed to apologize to them? When I made 20 shots and I talk about them niggas killing Stevante Clark and shooting him 20 times, it's people who's offended. I'm supposed to apologize?
I hate this argument style. If we talking about you and how you handle the situation, this situation, and then instead of dealing with this conversation, you start talking about, well, when I did Free Palestine, then I did a song with Stevante Clark. Nigga, we not talking about that. Mark Lamont Hill, he was on the Joe Budden podcast, and they was talking about feminism. And he was saying, I can't be a feminist because I'm a man. And it was like, yeah, because feminist implies female, woman. You could be an ally. Mark's response was, if a white person is pro-black, then he can't be pro-black because he white. Like, we weren't talking about a white person being pro-black or anti-black. We was talking about you claiming the mantle of feminist. And then saying that if you're not a feminist, you don't support women. It's a fucking horrible argument. A horrible argument, then you automatically need an analogy. I hate that shit. LaRussel, I did the song Free Palestine. We ain't asking about Free Palestine. We talking about Epstein too. Hitler too, and even you. The worst bars of 2026. And your engineer said, bro, don't drop this shit.
If I said it this way, they would understand what I'm saying. And then the second part to that question is, do you understand where other people are coming from?
No,
Okay.
because
Tell everything.
when I said free Palestine, there was people who was offended. Am I supposed to apologize to them? When I made 20 shots and I talk about them niggas killing Stevante Clark and shooting him 20 times, it's people who's offended. I'm supposed to apologize? It's my art. If I maliciously meant to hurt you and it's like, damn, that was a miss on my end, like I could recognize when it is. Like with the Wayne shit, it was like, damn, I could see how that is.
I used to think like when I say stuff, I don't own none of the responsibility if I say something my intention is not malicious. And then I had to learn like, oh, these is human beings. They have feelings and emotions and stuff like that. So I understand that when you add the biblical nuance to it, because now you impeding on their core values. Do you get that perspective or?
No, because I feel like that shit.
She laughing at him. Like, this nigga, if I've never seen a nigga with media training, I seen one now. You're supposed to get in front of this goddamn camera and lie a little bit. When niggas throw you an underhanded softball pitch, you supposed to hit that bitch out the park. You ain't supposed to catch it. That's gonna hurt your hands. You're gonna break your damn hands. You're supposed to hit it. Listen to it. This is an easy question to answer. It's so easy that how we answer it, she been trying to hold back her laugh the whole interview. This was the final letdown. Like this shit is out of control.
I could see how that is.
I used to think like when I say stuff, I don't own none of the responsibility if I say something my intention is not malicious. And then I had to learn like, oh, these is human beings. They have feelings and emotions and stuff like that. So I understand that when you add the biblical nuance to it, because now you impeding on their core values. Do you get that perspective or?
No, because I feel like
when you say somebody is heaven sent, and I believe that they not heaven sent, I believe that's the opposite. It's duality in religion. It's duality in life. It's night and day. So if you're gonna say it's not, I need you to help me understand. What does he say?
That shit be fake.
I agree
like
with you.
all the niggas I
sometimes.
see talking all these core value and we don't believe this. It's like, bro, we see what your homies on.
That's gaslighting. To say I don't have core values because I don't like this song. That is not scientific at all. That is not scientific. That is not logical. That's being in a space where everybody around you is saying, LaRussel, you the greatest. LaRussel, you so amazing. LaRussel, did you just walk on water? LaRussel, everything you do, everything you touch turns into gold. You do so much positive shit that you forget Newton's third law. Newton's third law states that for every action force, there is an equal in magnitude and opposite in direction reaction force. Forces always occur in pairs. If object A exerts a force on object B simultaneously exerts an equal force back on object A. These forces act on different objects. So I pray for balance and I pray for peace for this young man.
See what your uncle's on. We see what your cousin's on. We see what's on your playlist.
Your caption said, my engineer told me not to put this out. That comes off as arrogant. And like you said, this is art, with all due respect. As a rapper, I don't think you did a well job of setting up the bar, if that makes sense. The first thing that people was going to is, oh shit, he said Epstein? And then you mix Epstein in the box with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King.
Martin,
and then you said, and even you, like, and Hitler, like, I'm like Hitler and Epstein. Now, I'm not a rapper either, but I am into like rap and battle rap. Fab said, never trust shit. Even the devil was an angel. Obviously, he not telling us that an angel and the devil is, it's the same person. So I think that if you delivered it in a different way and you set it up differently, then people would have been able to more so relate to it.
Yeah, and I feel that, but it's my art, and maybe somebody else could deliver it differently. Right? If you had a child that's heaven sent, correct? Was all them niggas not a child?
The children are heaven sent, but the monsters is the devil.
That has nothing to do with God. What you do after I place you here is within your free will. That's what you become. The world gets you.
Have you talked to your engineer about this?
That's
like
funny
I
as
told
fuck.
you.
That nigga engineer today. I want to shout him out.
Ray.
Hey,
shout out Ray.
Hey,
Ray
was heaven sent.
Shout out my engineer, but it's some other niggas engineers who really need to step up and say something. It's
y'all don't listen.
Yeah, that's true.
You right.
she right.
So let's end this off in a bang. Young men want to be so successful, want to be so talented, want to be with the glitz and the glam, but don't know the shits and the scams that's going on in this industry. Maybe one day we can do an occult history and roots of the entertainment industry and how it's connected to everything that we experience, because we live in an electric universe that we magnetize things based on thoughts. And a person like Jay-Z that was able to really alter the fabric of existence by utilizing frequencies and melodies with a message specifically aimed at the melanated man. And he's not the reason why millions of black men are in prison, but he didn't help stop it either. And who was to say if he made music like he was brought up as a 5%er, right? As a Nuwapian. If he made music in reference to that his whole entire career, what would his notoriety be? But we live in a world where, according to Nicki Minaj, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. Jig being the key word in this expose, as she was not so subtly talking about Jigga, Jay-Z, Hova. So you can believe what your eyes don't see, or you could know what your eyes do see. Hopefully you leave this video a little bit more enlightened before you came to this, where you can kind of start mastering your particular frequency in the way you see things. I'm not saying Jay-Z is a bad person. I'm just saying that the story is very provocative if you're able to connect the dots. If you understand that everybody between Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Drake is on the same team, and Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, LaRussel, they on the same team, and they all have personal interests, and they all practice some level of occult magic. And where is this going to lead? We shall see in this 1 year. So hopefully, like I said, y'all was able to take something from this. Be sure to like the video if you like it. If you like videos like this, comment, do more videos like this. If you got any ideas, be sure to let us know in the comments, let us know in the Discord, things of that nature. But yeah, I'll see y'all all on the flip side. See y'all in the next video, as I'm about to decide what we about to eat for dinner. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Piece of the tribe, piece of the collective. It's the Hood Mystic, and I'm signing out. Peace.